Schaefer, welcome to the drawing. Schaefer, welcome to the drawing.
Alright, hello? Hello, hello. Okay, it's working. Alright, cool. So I'm gonna do another drawing today. I'm not actually gonna be. I just got my chat up and my mic working. I forgot to plug in my mic earlier, so I'm glad I remembered now. But I'm gonna basically be doing a. I'm not gonna be looking at a guide today. I am still gonna be looking at the guide if I forget how to draw, because I might just like end up not knowing what to do, because I might be like, oh, I don't know how to do a certain part. But so I'm gonna have the guide open in the background, but I'm not gonna actually use the guide and use the guide as like a basis, basically, or like as the main focus, because I want to learn to draw. I want to try drawing the computer on my desk, and I'm gonna try utilizing the thing you talked about before. What is it called? Let me check. It is the values and edges. Oh, compositional guidelines and values and edges. So I think he said things tend to look better, number one, when they're on the side, and number two, oh no, that's right. There's certain places on the paper that things should be to make it look good, and also that you can make sort of shading in a certain way to basically you can make shading a certain way to make it the object appear more obvious in the drawing. So I'm going to be trying to do that today. So I'm going to probably just try to draw. Let's split the page up into the compositions first. So just so I can get a general outline of where they are. This and this. And I'm going to try, I think, to draw a computer screen on this side. Mainly maybe around here so people can see it easier. And I'm going to try to draw a light on this side as well. Which is going to be kind of hard, because actually on my desk, if you look at it over here, my computer screen and my light are kind of, my desk is so messy, but my computer screen and my light are like pretty close together. You can see this one's right here and this one's right here. So because I'm drawing them further apart on this piece of paper, it's going to be a lot harder, but I think I can do it. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to put, what do I do? Okay, so I'll start with the computer screen. I'm just going to do it like, remove the light slightly. Oh, I can't do that. That's going to ruin the thing. I'm going to move it over here. So then I have it right here. I'm going to draw, so theoretically the computer screen. If we have the desk coming up like this, then the computer screen should be around here. And it's going to be like this. And it's going to be like this. And it's going to be like this. So that's the base of the computer screen. And then this is going to go. Hang on. This is going to go up into here, and then it's curving in, and then it's slightly curving out. So it's going to be like this, and then it's going to be like that. The other side does the same thing, so it curves in and then it curves out like that. And then from there you can sort of see the bottom of the computer screen like this. It goes around, and it goes all the way around here like this. And then it goes all the way over here like this, and then you can do it all the way around like that. And this is slightly off proportion. This should technically be in the center, but you can definitely tell this is a computer screen, so that's pretty good. I'm not going to rub it out because that takes too long, and remember, there are no mistakes in art, only happy accidents. But I'm going to see basically if I can do then the shading on this. So if I would well, let's do this first. Let's add the BenQ symbol first, and then let's add some shading from this side. So the light, we can see, if I theoretically, let's draw the light first so we know where the light is coming from. So if I theoretically draw the light over here, it's like this, and then it's like a little thing that goes around like this, and then around here it sort of curves up a bit and then goes into that like that. And then basically I gotta do like a little curve here, and then I draw it coming up from here, so just like that. And then I draw a curve. This should be about the same length, so like here, this is the tip of the light, the top of the light, and you can sort of see it goes in a tiny bit. Like that, and before it just curves off like that. And then the light comes down all the way here, and it sort of connects like that. And then to do the details of the light, I'm gonna do like this part here is like this part here is like this, and then there's the actual light inside where the light is coming from, so it's around like here. Oh, it's actually covered by the top, so it's kind of hard to see, but it's like this. And then we can do like a light here, and then that's basically it there. And then if we were to do the shading on this, because the light is lighting up here, this edge is slightly darker, but it pretty much, the shading disappears entirely around here. And then I have to draw the little power symbol as well actually on the light. So here, 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 here. Then I'm gonna do just going out like this, like that. Oh, that shouldn't be actually on the thing though. That should be like this, I think. So it should be like this should be like this, and then it should only be going out to like there. And this is like that, and that's the switch. And then in terms of the shading, there's kind of like a tiny bit of dark over here, and it gets lighter as you go onto the light, pretty much until the point where there is no darkness over here. There's some shading over here as well. That goes all the way to there. Let's do crosshatch shading. I only know how to do crosshatch shading. That's the shading I've been doing pretty much every single time. There's like a shadow here that's pretty obvious, and then it gets sort of less obvious as you go into here, and then it sort of goes downwards into here like this. And then shadow that kind of goes across here as well. So it goes a little bit like that. And there's sort of like this line that separates the light in the middle here like that. That shading was not very good. Yeah, this shading did not turn out the best, but that's okay. And then I think what happens here, there's a way, oh yeah, there's a tiny little layer here at the bottom to actually make the, you can see that makes the light 2 layers essentially. It sort of curves in the middle towards here. So the vanishing point of the light, if you imagine, is probably somewhere over here. So if I do this, so if I do this, that's theoretically like that. So technically you can see a tiny bit of the light still on this side, like that. There we go, and that's the light. And then for the monitor, well, if we imagine, so this is a bit different because on my drawing, or on on my desk here, on my, you can see this is kind of over here, and it's kind of like connected to the monitor, so it's shining the light on the monitor. I can't really do that for this because you can see the light's over here while the monitor's over here, so I have to sort of pretend that the light is coming from here, and then I have to do the drawing as it were like this. So what would actually happen is the light would come over here, then it would bounce on that side. I think that's how light works. So basically, I would have to have this side be shaded in very, like, but like a lot, like basically like this, and then just have that slowly go over here, get light as it goes over there. So like that, and then I have to do the cross hatching, so I have to do that, and then like that kind of. Except that doesn't look that good, probably because I didn't do it well enough. So I just think even here it should be a bit more, and it should only slowly come out, so like that, because there should still be a bit of shading here. And then we do that, and then theoretically there would be, oh, I need to separate this part from this part, so this should be like this, and then there would theoretically be some illumination coming over here as well, specifically this part I think would be darker, but that slowly gets lighter and lighter like that. And then this part would also be darker, and it would slowly get lighter and lighter as you come around like this. So these have to be distinct, I think. And that's like that, and that's like that. And that's like that. Okay, cool. And then we did the monitor, so we've done the monitor and the light. The other thing we would have to do is that I wanted to practice is actually, is there anything I missed? Oh yeah, there's some like power buttons. I can't talk because I had coffee, my voice is hoarse. Like there's some power buttons on the side like here, so that's like that, and then I do this, and then I can add like a little light down here, so like boom, like that. That's that, and then yeah, that's pretty much the drawing and the basics. I'm gonna check to see if I have any viewers on stream. I'm gonna open this top chat, viewers, one watching. Oh, no viewers. That's alright. Okay. No viewers just yet, but I know I'll get there one day, especially if my YouTube channel goes big. But anyways, so the next thing Brandon Schaefer talked about. So Brandon Schaefer is the name of this person, the guide, who I'm learning to draw from. The YouTube guy. Yeah, he's the YouTube guy. Basically, the other thing he talked about was making sort of edges that are, I forgot what it was actually. It was making certain aspects of the drawing dark and certain aspects of the drawing light in the background.
All kind, and really had my hair kind of fade.
Oh yeah, the dark aspects of the background should be dark and the light aspects of the background should be lighter. So if I were to do this, I could incorporate like a dark pattern over here, and then I can incorporate like a lighter pattern over here. And that would sort of make the drawing seem a bit more 3D. Yeah, I can see that. And then because the light comes from over here, then this part is pretty much not, doesn't have anything coming. And then maybe this part again would be a tiny bit darker, but not really. Still, because it's just, yeah, I don't think that should be darker. That should still be a bit light because there's still light in the room and it's not really to a dark surface. So I have to make this lighter like that. And that's perfect. We've done. I should probably still add a tiny bit of light here just because it's the background, but make it really light like that. Yeah, okay. Right, and that's the monitor and the light, so I think that looks pretty good. Obviously the shading here I think isn't the best. I think if the light's shining this way, then theoretically I think this part should be maybe a tiny bit more light, and it should be more slow to come around. Maybe that would make it look a little better. Let's try that. No, that looks too good. So maybe there needs to be some different aspects. Yeah, like that. There we go. So that looks a little better, I think. And then I need to slowly fade out here. So let's make it like that. So I think that looks a bit better, and then this part would be still a bit darker like this, and then this could sort of be getting lighter and lighter and lighter and lighter. And then, oh yeah, I have to make it cross-hatching, so for this direction, probably like here is a good way of doing it, and then light here, light here, and then darker over here, darker over here. Like that. Except this cross-hatching needs... No! That ruined the entire thing. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, it's alright. And then this goes over here like this. And there we go. That's the monitor. The monitor and the, what's this? The light. Even though the light, I think it looks a bit weird somehow. Oh yeah, it's because I didn't do the shading on the actual thing. So, because the light's coming from here, this part is still technically really dark, so... And this should technically be going up like that a little bit because that's more the direction it would go, but this would be light, dark, and then just getting lighter here. And then that's essentially the shading on that. And then that's how that would work, except it would be pretty much dark for all the way around here because the light doesn't reach that place. Except that cross-hatching shading looks terrible because I tried to rush it too much, so I have to make it do it one by one, and there we go. Oh, it actually goes all the way around here as well, actually. So it goes past that point and then it goes there. And then it sort of curves off like that, kind of. And then this part is just sort of has no shading to it. Like that. Except that's a bit extreme. I think it should curve off a bit earlier. So if I wanted to really make it look good, I could add this a bit more like this. And just like that. Not really perfect. It still looks kind of bad. I don't think I've done the shading that well here. It looks too obvious. There we go. That's a bit bad. That's still a bit curved, but that's fine. And then I think the reason it doesn't look so good is because there should be technically darkness all along this edge like that a little bit. So that's a better way of putting it, because that's sort of a big part of the drawing here, and especially here as well. Okay, and that's the drawing. So that's the light. That's the monitor. That's the light bouncing off the monitor. Let's put a mirror here, actually. If we put a mirror here, it would look a lot better, but I don't know how I would do the mirror. If I, like, put it facing, like, this, and then if the light's coming from this side, mirror would sort of be dark over here, I think. And then maybe dark over here as well. I don't know. That doesn't look very good. No, there would be no darkness on the mirror on that side, but it would be dark on the outside, because that's where the light doesn't cover. And then it would be like that. And then you could have darkness on the outside and then slowly go away like that. So to the point where the light's shining directly, it's pretty much not even dark anymore. And then that mirror shines the light to there, which causes that part of the monitor to be dark and this part of the monitor to be kind of like illuminated and bright, and that causes the monitor to look like that. Except that doesn't really explain why this is there, but you get the point. This is pretty good. I don't know. I'm proud of this one. I'm really proud of this one. I think it looks, honestly, it's not like professional or anything, but it's definitely like, I think the best one I've done so far. Let's look at my previous drawings. Like if I look at this thing, for example, this is horrible. If I look at, some of my other drawings look okay. Like this one's okay when I did perspective. That's okay. Let's look at, this one doesn't look very good, so this is much perspective. This one actually looks, I think this one looks pretty good. The shading I did on the coffee here is actually pretty good. You can see it's like, you can tell it's curving in. And this handle took me so long to draw. But yeah, that's the tape, that's some houses, and then that's when I first started drawing, and I was just learning shading on like basic shapes and trying to draw things. So honestly, from this to this, from this, that's a mouse. You can kind of tell that's a mouse actually, but from this and this to this is pretty good actually still. But from this to this, that looks really good actually. This one right here, I didn't even know I could. That looks like, okay, I must have spent so much time on that. But from this to this, it actually looks pretty good, I think. So if you look at this and then you look at this, I've improved, and that's what we're all about. That's what we want. So hopefully by the end of 100 hours, I'll be drawing even better. But yeah, that's it for this stream, guys. Thank you for watching. I'll see you all next time. Bye bye. Just gotta stop